Here's another shooting incident related to dealing with somebody who's lawfully in their location. You know, you're a contractor, you're in a workplace, you're dealing with a otherwise lawfully armed individual who for whatever reason becomes instantly hostile. And this is one of them. Okay, this is on liveleak.com, and if you do a search, what you'll do is you're going to look under this stuff, but it was in Turkey. And so what happens is there's a closed circuit TV. There was an argument. Both these guys are wearing suits. The shooter was a bank manager. The guy arguing with him was a local contractor, construction contractor of some sort. And apparently the contractor had been rude or verbally abusive with one of the bank tellers who wanted the bank to receive a pretty high commission for doing a wire transfer. And according to this news in the UK, what happens is these two men are having an argument. That's what's on camera. This guy's son walks in. The bank manager, who was legally armed at the time, has his pistol because this guy's kind of getting up in his face. The son walks in. This guy, now he's kind of claiming kind of a psychological, he was under stress or something. He just starts busting cap on the younger guy who walked in, saw an argument going on, and this guy just starts shooting. Okay, this guy's not quite sure or believing what's going on, and that's where I talk about you know, appease and extract under those types of circumstances. But if somebody's waving a gun at you, then what you have is it's a duress situation. Any agreement made while you're at gunpoint is not an agreement. Now, if we're talking about confession to criminal wrongdoing or something like that, that's another kind of a gray area, especially if somebody's trying to get a gunpoint confession as a false confession. The best you could do is consent to search if they feel that, you know, you're holding onto their property for some unlawful reason, and they wave a gun around and you give consent to search and you recover their own property. In California, actually, that's legal. Okay. Now, whether or not that's prosecutable is another story, but in California, a person is lawfully allowed to use or threaten the use of deadly force to recover their own property. If you decide to put that into dispute, you know, like we say, that's my iPod, no, that's his iPod, or whatever, well, the person who used the force is a person who's at risk of the felony conviction, okay? So what happened here, this situation, was one where I would say, you know, extract, appease, extract, report, retaliate. Under this circumstance, what's been happening is the bank manager is being prosecuted. I think he's going for kind of a trying to plead for mercy on a psychological duress type thing. And apparently the way these Turkish guys are, what he was offended over was the guy had insulted his wife when she tried to charge the contractor a bunch of extra money to do a transfer. It was, what I'm looking at here is she was demanding a commission, 38,000 pounds. That's about 70,000 US dollars, 80,000 US dollars to conduct a financial transaction on behalf of these people. So it was a pretty big thing. And apparently that's how these guys want to roll. You know, the other thing that can happen is, this wasn't really a shooting incident, but it's another website where we talk about contract law, where you've got clients or customers who are just constantly demanding to be appeased in some way, and then all of a sudden you're losing money on a deal. On a situation like that, you just have to be prepared to walk away from it, not not get into a gunfight over a business negotiation like that. So those are examples that I talk about in that policy statement thing of, you do a little bit to appease, but remember, you're there to extract. You're not there to pay for a bunch of materials, go buy them the next bigger TV set because they decided to feel like they were offended by something you said, or You know, the guy thinks he didn't like the way you looked at his daughter or his wife, so you know he's going to demand a bunch of stuff for it or something like that, or demand a $38,000 commission. That's you know that's called gunpoint duress, okay, and that's not lawful contracts, at least not in the United States. My guess is it wasn't going to be a lawful contract in Turkey either. Waving a gun at somebody, demanding a higher commission, and then shooting his son in the head is that's not going to get you a higher commission. Okay, there's two ways that works. One, you go to prison. Two, there's going to be a mafia hit. Okay, that's how that works. And so if somebody thinks that they're just going to totally rewrite all of those rules of business just because maybe there's been a contraction or removal of certain government services, guess again. But anyway, it's an interesting subject to study. If you have any comments, questions, whatever you want to post below, go right ahead.